It's your boy Town Biz. So I decided to do a stream because one, I'm getting real irritated as we are 3 days away from the election, and this is what you call when things are about to get real tight right now. So the polls have the race very tight, but I don't think this race is as tight as they want you to believe. And I do believe, a part of me believes that if a certain party wins, that it could be possible that this was possibly ruffles, the wedges. I got to use certain terminology, but you know because I've been shadow banned quite a few times, so you know I can't use certain dialogue like certain people can. But shout out to my brother Torian Rain. Me and him be talking all the time. We talk twice a week. We text each other. I'm gonna have to get Torian Rain on here. Um, Either I'll come on his show or I'll get him to come on mine. But that's my brother. Y'all subscribe to his channel. But I need to uh, um, I need to make something very clear, and it needs to be said, because I don't like somebody taking credit for something that I came up with, that I know for a fact that I came up with, me and my brother Torian Rain came up with. Um, so I'm not gonna say the dude's name, and I'm not trying to start a beef with him, and I'm not clout chasing. The reason why I'm not saying his name, because when you say somebody's name, a lot of times they have a fan base and they're fanboys and they fangirls accused you of clout chasing, or you're trying to build your channel by saying their name. So anybody that knows me, I don't usually say names. So with that being said, first of all, there's one nigga that was going around saying that he came up with the terminology Kam Kam back in 2021. Okay, well, you are a year behind me and Torian Rain. I first introduced the terminology Kam Kam back in 2020 on Torian Rain's show. So this one particular nigga that's saying that he came up with that terminology, you a goddamn lie. Everybody knows I came up with that terminology Kam Kam, just like I came up with the terminology that people are using called the Dimmadummies. I came up with that. I'm from the Bay Area, man. We wing things. We can come up with stuff on the fly. And listen, I'm gonna say this once again, and you know who I'm talking about. Dude, you did not come up with that terminology. Okay? I first introduced that terminology Kam Kam, and I've seen that it spread like wildfire and people are using it. But that's cool. But you didn't come up with that. I was using that in 2021 when she first announced it, her first failed attempt to run for president. Okay, so stop it. But nevertheless, give me 1 second. So recently, Kamala Harris had Cardi B, of all people, sit up here, not even read cue cards or a teleprompter, read off her phone. That should tell you all you need to know about Kamala Harris and what type of person she is. She supports people like this. And don't worry, I'm gonna get to Sexy Red too. I'm gonna do a separate video about her, and I'm going to compare her, Megan Stallion, Jennifer Lopez, all in one video. Kamala Harris is further proving that she don't care about black men. Kamala Harris doesn't give a damn about black men. That's why she came up with this phony plan that it's not going to get done. And every black man doesn't smoke weed. And then for BET to have that fake town hall with DL Hughley, biggest uh, turncoat that I've ever seen in my life. DL Hughley loved talking about black people to white people, and particularly the biggest culture vulture there is, DJ Vlad. You can't believe nothing that DL Hughley say. Cardi B, keep in mind, and it's not hard to find what she said on the internet. They might be trying to scrub it somewhat. Cardi B, a few months ago, is on social media bragging, boasting, celebrating how she used to drug men and rob them. Now, keep in mind, she said in other videos, well, if her spouse gets caught cheating on her, she's going to do the same thing and she's going to have them violated by, uh, uh, trannies. That came out of her own mouth. So this is the type of people that Kamala Harris allows herself to be associated with. But she talks about the criminal system, but she calls Donald Trump a felon. But she loves to align herself with questionable women with questionable character. And it just goes to show you what she really think of black women. She sees black women as ghetto and trashy. And that's what she wants to market to us to get us to vote. And then she has divisive Michelle Obama. That speech was so divisive. Now, she didn't flat out say black men, but we knew who she was talking about. And she basically was trying to drive a wedge between black women and black men by saying you should look at your spouse funny if they don't vote for Kamala. But then she talks about how divisive Donald Trump is. Well, Kamala Harris is just divisive. Kamala Harris can lie all she wants about her history as a DA and an attorney general. We can look up what she did. Okay. Kamala Harris was putting people on paperwork for the smallest thing. It isn't about going to jail. It's about being on paperwork, where if you find yourself in another situation, you can get railroaded by the court. We all know in California has a history of railroading people. They do things a little different. You get on paperwork in California, it's very hard to survive. It's already hard to survive based off the cost of living. Like I said, gas out here right now, and we call this being considered lucky. Gas out here is like $4.75 a gallon. It went up to $6 at one time. It's always the excuse with their administration. And they're just mad because black men are waking up. I'm going to just say this. I'm not saying this with all black women, but y'all have lost the right to sit up here and critique us and demand anything out of us when y'all are constantly working against us and undermining us. And it just needs to be said. It needs to be said, and I will continue to say it. I'm not worried about no black women. Y'all ain't going to do a damn thing if, y'all ain't going to do nothing. Whoever these dudes vote for, listen, I'm going to say this again. If you want to vote for Kamala, Kam Kam, the pretendian, that's you. But at the same time, don't sit up here and try to scold me and try to tell me if I decide to go another direction, I'm a sellout, I'm a coon, I'm a Sambo. That don't even make sense. You're calling a person, a actual black person, a coon, a sellout, an Uncle Tom, a house nigga, if they vote for a person that is not even black, that's been proven not to be black, that really identified as white pretty much her whole life. I guarantee you, if you got a copy of her driver's license, and they better hope that they don't get a copy of her driver's license. Her birth certificate says she identifies as white. But yet you got these, and this is why you can't trust celebrities. Another thing that's going to be important in this upcoming election is going to show the influence of so-called influencers. And this is why they're worried about people like me, some other people. This is why, but they keep saying they for democracy and freedom of speech and all this kind of stuff. But then how come they were the ones that were harassing social media platforms about, what happened in 2020? They the ones that came up with that terminology, misinformation. Oh, you should start coming after these people. And then they didn't have actual information. They were putting out misinformation. But They say they for freedom and democracy and all this stuff, but then they're trying to censor you and they're trying to police what you say. Make that make sense. So that's all I'm saying. Once again, Cardi B is online. She's online. She's on social media bragging about how she used to basically commit a felony. And who knows what was done to those men while they were unconscious. They probably were violated. But you don't see MSNBC talking about that. They just talking about, oh, Cardi B can't. And then to just hear Cardi B talk, you could just tell when you listen to Cardi B, you just see the unintelligence in Cardi B. You could just tell that she is gutter trash. Her, Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, Jennifer Lopez, who's bounced around from celebrity to celebrity. That's a new terminology I just came up with. So if somebody uses that, you know where it came from. Jennifer Lopez, because that's what she is. Jennifer Lopez. So if you hear somebody using that terminology, you know where it came from. Hold on, you guys. So I just wanted to let you guys know. There you go. Yeah, that's the problem. We are the punching bags, but not anymore. We're not gonna be bullied no more. I never thought that J Lo was all that. I never did, Tania. I never thought that Jennifer Lopez was all that. But remember this day, November the 2nd, 2024. So if anybody starts using that terminology, Jennifer Lopez, it came from Town Business Sports and Entertainment, straight out of East Oakland, California. Well, that's the thing. People stay worried about what black men be doing. It's funny how they say that we need to stop asking for handouts and try to function on our own. Well, we tried to function on our own, and that got monkey wrenched. There's been plenty of Rosewoods and Black Wall Street situations that they don't dare talk about. At the end of the day, they don't know how to talk to people. Like I said before, how about you ask us nicely? How about you cop a plea with us like you do everybody else instead of demanding? What it looked like, what it looked like me listening to somebody like DL Hughley, who has a history of going on media outlets, non-black media outlets, and personally attacking black men. This is the same dude that didn't believe his daughter when she said that somebody, uncompromised her. You know, somebody, that she got compromised, that she got personally compromised, not uncompromised. She got personally compromised, and he didn't believe her. But at the end of the day, he want to stay in Hollywood. You know, and that's the problem. We have black faces, but then we answer to people that are not black. That is the long-standing problem that got to be fixed. That got to be corrected. Of course they'll use people like Tyler Perry to make it look like we are succeeding. But if you look at the type of material that Tyler Perry puts out, it will show you otherwise. And I'm gonna just say this about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry just need to just come clean and just Tyler Perry needs to just come clean. We all know what he's into. We all know what he is. I've seen his material. No heterosexual male would write that type of stuff. No type of heterosexual male would film the type of stuff that he films and puts in movies. So at the end of the day, Tyler Perry, just come to grips with it and just come clean. We all know anyway. We all suspected, so we could just move on. Not Mark Holly weird, Ben Holly weird. That's the problem. Why do you have to compromise yourself to be in a movie? Why do you have to participate in suspect behavior? Why are people even asking you to do that? But then they swear to God that they're not pushing that agenda when obviously that they are. So I'm just saying. Listening to Cardi B talk makes you stupid. That's so true, Tania. Well, the Boondocks did predict all this stuff would happen. You got, and they specifically target black men. You got athletes walking around wearing dresses and nail polish and all that type of stuff, and like they and the thing is, why do black men worship Barack Obama, who started pushing straight shaming? Toxic masculinity, the definition of toxic masculinity is called straight shaming. That's what it really means. So when you say somebody is demonstrating toxic masculinity, they're straight shaming you. It started with Genuine. Don't you remember what they did to Genuine? Where Genuine was attacked when he said, "Hey, I'm not gonna date somebody from that type of community, whether they had breast in a butt." And he was attacked. He was called a phobic and all this stuff. The thing is, with black men, we're not allowed to have a preference. We're not allowed to have an opinion, and they've always tried to do that. Oh, and you know, well, that was funny. Young Thug said something, which was a revelation. He said, "You know what? I got a son now. I can't be wearing dresses and wearing nail polish and all that kind of stuff and putting out that type of energy." So that's what Kamala Harris represents. That's what Obama represented. Barack Obama was the biggest beta male in the history of uh, so-called high-profile black men, because he started this stuff. He started pushing this movement. But for some reason, black people, black, in particularly black women, look at him like he's some kind of idol. Barack Obama was one of the biggest cowards that I ever seen in my life. Ultimate beta male. But he trying to sit up here and wag his finger at black men. Like, nigga, you don't got no clout with us. You don't have no influence with us. Because you was just like any other person, any other figurehead, except you were the figurehead that was the president of the United States. And that's all it come down to. You soft. You soft. Twinkie. Charmin. It started with him. He was the main one that started pushing that line. This is the same dude that basically didn't call out law enforcement, that didn't call out the justice system when George Zimmerman got away with what he did to Trayvon Martin. That was the worst statement I ever heard. And then you got people talking about, oh, well, Trump is going to give immunity to the police. Well, what does Kamala Harris and Joe Biden did to stop the police? What happened to the George Floyd crime bill? See, it's cap. And I'm going to say this once again. Do you know more black people than been knocked down under this administration than they have any other previous administration? Yeah, exactly. That was harassment, Hamza, with Genuine, but nobody said nothing. Like I said, it's okay. To me, Kamala Harris is showing that women gonna pretty much be able to get away with doing anything they want to do to men with no repercussion. It's funny how they sit up here and talk about this stuff about abortion rights and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I've always been on the fence with that, because here's the thing. A woman can decide whether she wants to be a parent or not, with or without the father's permission. If the man wants to be a father and she doesn't want to be a mother, then she can pretty much do what she wants. The man doesn't have a say so. But if the man decides, hey, I'm not ready to be a father, you might need to take care of that. I think you should, do what you need to do. You are vilified, you're a coward, you're this and that. They can go as far as to take your driver's license away. You will be labeled a coward, a deadbeat father, all this kind of stuff. If you say, hey, I made a mistake, we should have used protection. But if a woman say we should have used protection, I don't want to be a mother, um, hey, so be it. And then a lot of times in these situations, you can have a dude that's being, ridiculed, attacked, question, his character being questioned, come to find out that the child don't even belong to him. I just seen the story where they put this man and he wasn't black. At the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. This dude was white. He did 4 years in jail for not paying child support, and then only to find out that the child wasn't his to begin with. And then the state that he was in didn't seem to be willing to make it up to him. So I'm just keeping it 100. Well, here's the thing. It isn't about whether we can trust the other guy or not. Let's get something straight. I'm not a supporter of him neither. But why are we listening to celebrities in the first place? Malcolm X told us that we shouldn't trust celebrities. I can tell you this much. When Trump was in office, gas in California was in the low threes. Gas in California was in the low threes or the high, between the low threes and the high three. It would be rare that you would go someplace and it'll be over $4 a gallon. I've seen several businesses go out of business under this administration. Immigrants coming here. They said like 10 million of them then snuck in here. They keep talking about, well, he failed to build the wall, but at the end of the day, they were allowing them to come here. And then they were trying to fast track them into citizenship. How many lives have Kamala Harris been caught in? He already told you what his plan was. And I could tell you this much, a dude like me, that's a little bit, I'm not rich, not middle class neither. I'll just say this much. I'm doing okay. I just did a video about 2 weeks ago. I went to Jack in the Box. I bought a sausage croissant, an orange juice, and a hash brown, and something else, and it came to $14. At least when Trump was in office, you could feed 2 people with $20 at Jack in the Box. You can't no more, or McDonald's, you can't no more. One meal, and that's if you supersize it, can run you like $12. $20 can't even feed 2 people no more. So you have to look around and you have to tell the truth. See, the thing is that the Democrats, they've been all about pushing propaganda because that's what they specialize in doing, not telling the other side. Like I said before, gas out here in California, especially in the Bay Area, it got as high as $6 per gallon. I drive a Nissan. Oh, and don't worry about trying to go through the DMV and look up and see what kind of car I drive and try to find my address. I got plenty of weapons in this house. So go ahead and put my address out. And if you bring your ass over here, you're going to get carried out in a toe tag. You're going to get toe tagged. You're going to get carried out in a body bag and a stretcher. If you're not all the way gone, you're going to be damn near gone. So try me. So that's just real. That's just real talk. I'm just stating the facts. The economy was far better under Trump than it is now. Joe Biden is one of the worst presidents we ever had. Listen, enough with the scare tactics. They have 3 forms of government. This Article 25, y'all really think that they're going to be able to execute all that stuff? Stop it. Congress can veto. They can overturn. Didn't the Supreme Court overturn Joe Biden when he basically signed into, what is that? What's that executive order where basically they lied when they first said that they wasn't going to force you to take the potion, and they basically put it in writing to where companies could mandate it after they said that they wasn't going to do it. When they said if you wanted to take the potion, it was voluntary, but then they gave the power to jobs to basically fire you if you didn't take it, allow, places of business to discriminate against you, and allow you not to be able to patronize or enter a building unless you show proof. But you call that freedom? Isn't that called discrimination? And then they violated people's religious rights when people said, hey, under my religion, I'm not allowed to take that kind of stuff. They put it to where they violated. So this is the same people that's talking about Trump trying to take away people's freedoms, people, right? They flat out took away your right to decide what goes in your body or what doesn't go in your body. But then they sitting up saying, pushing the campaign, talking about a woman should have the right to choose. But then I didn't have the right to choose what I want to put in my body. And when they force you to take that stuff, that was a clear violation of the Civil Rights Act. Clear violation of your civil liberties. They circumvented it, or they just flat out violated it. Just like the Dimmy Dummy's been flat out violating Second Amendment rights. It's funny how Kamala Harris wants to talk about, Second Amendment rights and protecting people and all this kind of stuff. But then I found an article where she was talking about, well, if somebody come in my house, they gonna get shot. But then they passed every type of law you could think of in California where you're not allowed to protect yourself against intruders if they break into your house armed or not armed. Don't play with me. That was a clear violation of civil liberties. But then they talk about this dude. Oh, we were trying to look out for what was best for. No. You said we supposed to be. Then come to find out. Yeah. And then come to find out that the only people that put out misinformation was them. That they admitted that they didn't know whether or not that stuff was feasible, because it takes 10 years to come up with a feasible, vaccine. I done my research, but you mean to tell me you came up with one in 6 months? Like I said, I ain't gonna go in deep into that, but I'm just telling you on how many times the Dimmy Dummies violated your civil rights, your civil liberties, violated your freedom of speech. So I can't have an opinion, and I can't speak on what I thought of, Bobit, because I'm taking a C out and placing it with a B, and I'm not a blood, but I'm just taking the word out. I'm just replacing it. But they talking about freedom of speech, civil liberties, and all this stuff, and a democracy. But then they were trying to censor anybody that had a difference of opinion. They tried to censor content creators. They tried to censor doctors. So this is their administration. This is under their administration, but they talking about civil liberties. Man, stop it. Stop it. The hypocrisy of these people. How many damn lies have Kamala Harris been caught in? And then she uses questionable people to try to get people to vote. Megan Thee Stallion, who has a very questionable character, We know Cardi B has extreme questionable character. This is the same person that admitted that she was sleeping with men while she was pregnant. That's disgusting. Then you have Jennifer Lopez that has questionable character, who was with you know who the night that those people got shot, who many people believe he was the trigger man, where they had witnesses saying that he was the trigger man. Who right now, from what reports are saying, that she's under investigation. So these are the type of people that Kamala Harris wants to align herself with. She ain't said. I mean, for real. Did she say anything about Sonia Massey? She barely said anything about that. She didn't have no town hall speaking about police brutality. Don't you remember she used to call herself the top cop? So I don't listen to these idiots that be sitting up here telling me that she didn't do the stuff that she said she didn't do, because she did it. I have the proof. I put out the videos. The videos themselves are out. There's a video of her bragging about how she can change your life and ruin your life with her pen. There's videos about her bragging about how she'll lock you up for truancy. There's videos of her calling young people stupid and her saying that she didn't say it. There's videos of her lying to the Breakfast Club about she didn't have some kind of influence or play some kind of role in when Michael Jackson went on trial. There's video proof of that, saying that she spoke to somebody, she had something to do with it. Remember, she used to call herself the top cop. So why would she defund the police? Just saying. But anyway, you guys, just wanted to put that out there. This should tell you all you need to know about Kam Kam. I'm out.